Welcome to Techmark Pod, where we innovate, discuss, and discover the dynamic intersection of technology and marketing. In each episode, we explore how businesses can leverage both to drive growth and innovation. Meet Alvin, our esteemed host for Techmark Pod. With over 15 years of experience as a renowned marketer, project manager, and software as a service architect, join us as we uncover the unique value proposition of integrating technology and marketing strategies, helping you stay ahead in this fast-paced digital world.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Techmark Pod. Today, I've got a special guest, Kefilwe. So I met Kefilwe on LinkedIn. Um, as the norm, I want Kefilwe to introduce herself because I don't want to shortchange you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Kefilwe, welcome to Techmark Pod.
Thank you so much, Alvin. So to introduce myself, always one of the hardest questions, even though you've answered it so many times. But I'm Kefilwe Lekaba-business. And basically, maybe how you got to know me from LinkedIn. I'm an entrepreneur in the education and skills development space. I work with a lot of entrepreneurship hubs where we develop and train entrepreneurs. We also provide mentorship, and I also do business coaching. I'm also a podcast host.
Yeah.
So my background is in entrepreneurship. I hit the ground running as an entrepreneur. Has been my journey up to date. So you can say I've been an entrepreneur for about 10 years now. And in between that journey, obviously, there's a whole lot of things that you pick up, that you study, that you get passionate about, that you get interested in, and you probe it. But in general, if you think about the entrepreneur, I'm a wife as well. I'm married, happily married.
Yeah.
And what else? Yeah, outside of just work, you'll find me in the gym, exercising, trying to be fit and healthy. Love that. I'm an avid reader. I love to read as well. So whenever I go somewhere and I see a bunch of books, I get very excited.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Something about something good, like a couple of books.
I'll tell you a story about the books. There's a story behind it. Yeah. Is it? So, last week you posted something about how do you identify an entrepreneur?
Oh,
Yeah. And I just responded and I said, I think they've got dreadlocks like me.
like me as well.
So is that something common or it's just a coincidence?
Maybe you could say a good portion of us.
Yeah.
Because there's always this notion that people with dreadlocks are the rebels and they are the creative spirits, free spirits that just get up and do whatever it is that they want to do.
So, you know what caught my eye, Kefilwe, when I was looking at your... I've been following you a lot on LinkedIn, right? And I'm impressed with a lot of people, what they do on LinkedIn. And I've noticed you doing a lot of in the education space. You post a lot of these things, and I'm like thinking, but what does Kefilwe do? And at the same time, I'm realizing that the standard of work that you're posting, the professional level of it, this is a marketing kind of person that is posting this. Do you understand? Because not all entrepreneurs understand what we do and the way we communicate. You understand what I mean? So I want you to explain your background and what led you to where you are right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So funny enough, when I went to the University of Wits, and I did a BA degree in media studies, sociology, and politics. So that's my degree that I've got. And initially, my plans was to...
You know what? When you mention politics, now I'm realizing you might as well be a politician, but it's fine.
Maybe it's coming. Maybe it is coming. I wouldn't say no to that. That was the initial plan. My plan was I was going to go into broadcasting and broadcasting more on the political side. So I would either go into news. I'd really wanted to talk about serious issues in society. But when I was at it, studying, I did mention I'm a fitness enthusiast, so I love to exercise. I grew up a very sports athletic child. So I maintained that throughout my university years, and somehow I thought people would start asking me to help them exercise and, help us also to look fit, etc. And then it just ended up as a business. Right. So my actual first business was in the fitness industry. And I think that's where a lot of my teachings of what being an entrepreneur is or what building a business came from. So it was my trial season with that business. And then I graduated, maintained the fitness business for about 4 years. Also had an actual fitness studio. COVID happened. But in between building the fitness business, I learned a lot about what building a business is. So you come across marketing, I need to tell people about my business, what it does, how do I do it? Oh, I need to create flyers, or I probably need to have a website. So you pick up these things as and when you go.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of my understanding of what is a business, how to market your business came from those years. And then I love to learn. So every time I wanted to understand how do I do marketing, I would find a short course that I can do. Right. Like I said, I'm also an avid reader. So I would find books on marketing, on how to grow your business, you find me in libraries, really, really reading up and trying to understand what is this, that I'm doing, how do I get customers? I would find a sales book and I would read that book. And in between then the reading, then my mind opened up to a whole lot of things. And I said, oh, maybe I can help other entrepreneurs start their businesses because I know what it takes to build a brand. Maybe I can show them how to market their business. And so it just ended up where I would get a small business just saying, oh, can you show me how to do my social media? So it was just from that being a learner, and I got to understand things, and then it translated to me helping other people to do the same for their businesses. And so that is my background generally. Then the broadcasting sort of like just it went out of the window.
Yeah. But you still remember you said you are now a podcast
host.
So which means
it's coming back.
Back now.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is.
So what I've picked up from what you're saying, you learned marketing, you're a self-taught marketer.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So what I've seen over the years is many people that are self-taught marketers, they kind of excel better than
the textbook
people that
marketers.
started marketing. Yes. So when I started marketing, I started traditional marketing. There was no digital marketing.
Yeah. Okay.
You understand? So I was self-taught digital marketer. If I can tell you my story, it's kind of interesting story, but we're not going to dwell into my story right now. But the way you're doing it, it's quite impressive.
Thank
you understand? You send me your newsletter.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
If you had to explain, what marketing is and branding and all that stuff, I want you to take us through that. Because now you're telling me that you are a brand as Kefilwe yourself,
yes,
right? And then there's the business that is also a brand,
yes,
right? I want to know, how do you differentiate that?
Yeah. So maybe to start off with what I think marketing is, right? I genuinely think marketing is just telling people what is it that you do, how you do it, and why they must join you in that journey, right? As simple as that. It's not a whole bunch of things. It's just that how we tell it and how we invite people to join us, we do it in different ways. You can do it traditionally through a pamphlet. You can do it through radio. You can do it through a social media post now in the digital marketing space. So it's really about, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I believe. And maybe you attracting people. It could be anybody to say, can you join me on this? And so every time as they live their lives, they thinking about what you are building and they support it and they're behind it. So how I'm then able to differentiate the two, I don't differentiate the two.
Okay.
Because I'm so authentic in what I do, and I'm a very honest person. My personal brand, maybe it's me, Kefilwe, and my academy, which is Kefilwe Tsela Academy, fit so well together. They align so well together.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that is why it's so hard for me to say, oh, I've got a personal brand or I've got a company. Do you get what I'm saying? Because what I do as a person translates into my business. So naturally, I'm a teacher. I love to teach others. I love to transfer skills. I love to share knowledge and empower other people personally. So that's how then Kefilwe Tsela Academy was born.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So I'll tell you, even when it was born, it was just me helping somebody else, right? And then I thought to myself, how can I formalize this?
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I started realizing that, actually what I'm building could make me an income. I don't have to go look for a job. I can do this. Because I always knew that I also wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to I didn't want to get a job and work for somebody else. So who I was naturally then just morphed into, maybe I need to register this business. Maybe I need to make it formal. Okay, how do I then make it formal? Or maybe I need a logo, right? Or maybe I need, and then as you move, you realize that a logo needs the color schemes that go with it, your website. So that's just how then the branding came about. But there was never a separation. And that is why my company name is named sort of like after me.
After you.
Yes.
Okay. So I think you explained that you then went on to study marketing.
It was not a full degree. It was just like a short course that I did, like a 3 months digital marketing course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's too sufficient.
Yeah.
Because in marketing, what I've noticed is people are self-taught, right?
Yes.
And if you notice, I think during COVID to maybe to 2025 now, I think you've noticed that the market is full of courses that are available just for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
And I think those courses are very, very, they're sufficient enough to be in a marketing space.
Yeah.
So I need you to explain then your education business.
Yeah.
How does it work?
So basically we are an accredited skills development academy. So we're accredited with the QCTO, meaning that the courses that we deliver are recognized. We've got NQF level 4 and 5. Right. So for people, normally a lot of people don't understand what accreditation means. So it's a national qualification that is accredited by the QCTO. So you can use that qualification to basically apply for a job. Or if maybe you did not do your metric really well, you need like a bridging course, you can do the NQF and then it helps you to then maybe apply for a degree, certification and so forth. So firstly, we are accredited. So the academy focuses on entrepreneurship education.
Okay.
So we build up entrepreneurs. We teach people how to be an entrepreneur. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? How do you build a sustainable and successful business, right? So it came from a lot of us. Even till today, it's very rare that you find somebody saying, "I'm studying entrepreneurship."
Yeah, it's very rare. I think I remember one person saying, and I was like, why are you studying
Why are you
entrepreneurship?
studying entrepreneurship?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But everything else we study, like if somebody studying marketing, it's very easy to understand. Oh, okay, you're studying marketing.
Yes.
So a lot of us don't have an entrepreneurial acumen or business knowledge. We might have the brilliant idea, but how do you execute it? How do you build it? How do you then maintain it to make sure that it's successful? What does it really take to be an entrepreneur? So we teach that. Does that make sense? Alongside digital skills is a big focus also. So even if we teach entrepreneurship, we also always have an element of digital skills onto it, technology. So we are tech-enabled academy as well. One of the courses that we are created for is called Technopreneur, so technology entrepreneur. So how do you mix technology?
I was about to ask you if people are learning entrepreneurship, then how are you including technology?
Yes.
Okay.
So one of the courses that we have is Technopreneur, technology entrepreneur. So it's a combination of digitizing your business. Does that make sense? So when you start a business, make it digitally savvy, right? Move online. How can you do your business online? How can you build an online business? Basically. So that is what we do. Outside of that, we provide a lot of mentorship to these entrepreneurs as well, and business coaching as well. So you find that we work with a lot of entrepreneurship hubs in South Africa. So I'm quite popular in a whole lot of them. So they'll call Kefilwe Tsela Academy as a skills development provider to say, okay, we've got 300 entrepreneurs. Can you come and train them on digital marketing? So it actually last year around, was it October, November, we trained about 200 entrepreneurs in the townships. Yes.
Okay.
We've done quite a lot of numbers. I'm just giving you a quick one. So like 200 entrepreneurs in the township, in the townships, just helping them to learn digital marketing, how to move their businesses online. Some of them, we help them move to like an e-commerce store to start selling, like we're getting them on these big online platforms. So that's in essence what the academy does on a day-to-day basis.
That's interesting because I'm thinking over a decade ago, these skills were scarce.
Yeah.
Right. So if you think about it, for anybody to learn marketing today, digital marketing, you go to some private college. I won't say the names, but these are out of reach for everybody.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Someone who grew up in a township can't afford those fees.
Yes.
And this campus is in Senton.
Yeah.
It's not in Soweto.
Yes.
It's not in Tembisa.
Exactly.
So, it increases the gap.
Yes. So that's the gap that we bridge, basically. So, we know obviously in South Africa we have an issue with what do you call it? Infrastructure.
Infrastructure, yeah.
and internet access for a lot of these people that are in the townships.
Yeah.
So, but what we're trying to do is to meet them online. Right? It's not everybody who's privileged, but at least we've put aside the cost of traveling to the city to study. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we really do bridge that by providing our courses virtually.
So I want to go deeper with techno entrepreneurship. I want you to explain more on techno entrepreneurship, and then how then do you incorporate digital marketing in the training as well. So I think that's quite interesting for me. I'm actually like I'm happy to hear this.
Yeah.
It's like if I was a church, I would be like, you're preaching the gospel.
Yeah.
This is the gospel that people need to know.
Yes.
And when people understand the basics of tech and marketing, they can be able to do their small business or know where to start from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Technopreneur, we're looking at where the world is moving towards, right? A lot of what we are doing today is online, and everything is sort of like moving online.
Yeah.
So as a business, the Technopreneur course asks you, are you ready for that shift? You know how it's we used to have like physical office spaces where people can come and buy your products, and there's a lot of limitations to that. Yes, it's still prevalent and relevant, but you now want to remove the barriers and say, I can still get a customer who's in Cape Town if I'm in Johannesburg, or somebody who's international. Right. So then we ask, how can we then prepare you or move you online so that you then get more exposure for your business? You get more customers that are everywhere in the world. So we'll look at things like, can your business be an e-commerce store, for example? Can you start selling online? Can you start taking payments online? Right. So that is the essence of what Technopreneur would teach. Maybe does your business maybe need an app developed to meet its customers where they are at, right? Can we help you build a business, a website? I mean, do you understand what building a website looks like? Because you'd be surprised at how a lot of small businesses till to date don't have a website. And not even that they don't have a website, but they don't understand. Some of them do have a website, but it's not working for them. You say, I have a website, but it's very stagnant. The purpose of a website is that people must find you online when they're searching for your kinds of products or services. So a lot of them don't have a website. So then throughout the course, then we help them to then sort of like build a website, understand how their website should be functioning to attract customers. Then we'll help them with things like, okay, how can you market your business using online tools and online platforms? Then we move towards your social media. What should you be doing on your social media pages to work for your business, to drive sales, for example? Then you did mention that you read my newsletter. We show them then certain things like communicating with your customers. You can do it through a newsletter. How do you build a newsletter? What are the tools that you can build to put together a newsletter? For example, your MailChimps, Aweber, the like. So there's a lot of them. So we introduce them to these kinds of tools that are online, and we help them. Also, obviously, if you're a small business, you don't have the money, you don't have the budget. We come across that a lot.
Definitely.
So you find that a lot of these online tools are free, right? That you can use to literally run your business every single day. So it's a structured course where each module will then take them through all these tenets that help you to really become a digitally or tech-enabled business.
So is this for people that are still starting entrepreneurship, or is this for an existing business as well?
It can be for both. So it depends at what stage you're at. So if you're still starting a business, we recommend the new venture creation program that we have. So new venture creation, we're taking somebody who literally is starting from zero. Maybe they still need to ideate. I still want to come up with an idea. Or I've got this idea. I have not really developed it. Where do I start? So we teach them the basic fundamentals of starting and growing a business, right? There will be an element of technology, right? Because that's the era that we are living in. But this is for a starter, right? Or some of them you are fine to say, I started a business, but I got so many things wrong. Does that make sense? So then the new venture creation would help because we are literally building them from scratch. But if you already have a business and you're like, I'm ready to move online now, I'm ready to be tech enabled, then the technopreneur course would be best for you, because we don't want to rush somebody into using a lot of technologies while their business is not solid on its own. So those are the two programs that we have. But either or would work for you. It just depends, what are your goals in your business at that point.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite an interesting course. And then on the digital marketing part, what course do you offer on the digital marketing?
So we do the entire. So remember, digital marketing is an umbrella term for all of these smaller things, and so we do a whole digital marketing. So introducing them to digital marketing 101. What is it? Right. When you talk about digital marketing, what are the channels that we are talking about that exist for your business to market your business on? So SEO, paid advertising, copywriting, social media, content creation. So we look at all of those things, developing your website. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that is the course in itself. So there's a whole lot of things that go into it. But we can't say under digital marketing, we only teach paid advertising or SEO. So they'll go through each module, will speak to a different umbrella, a channel that falls under digital marketing.
Okay.
So when they come out, they fully understand what digital marketing is and where they can start with it. Which channels do they want to go and explore? Because you, as a small business, or especially small business, we can't explore all of them all at once. Maybe you don't have capacity, or you don't have the time or the money. So we always say choose 2 or 3 that you can start off with, excel at them, be comfortable, let them work for you, and then you can move to the others. But at least we've broadened their mindset to know, okay, these are the options that are available for me to advertise, to market my business. I mean, because a lot of them, when you speak about digital marketing or marketing your business, they think social media. I need to post on Instagram. I need to post on, you get what I'm saying? But it's so vast. So we make sure to introduce them to that. Some of them, like email marketing, what is it? Then we open up their minds to say, oh, where you give somebody your email and you're subscribing to something, that is email marketing. Like, oh, how do I do that for my business? And then we show them how to do it.
So you basically explain it in simple terms.
Yes.
And then
we show them as well.
Then you show them
we
how.
Do it with them. So we are a very practical skills academy. We don't tell, we show. Right. So they get a lot of assignments that they will then submit, and then we will vet, and then we'll give feedback. For example, let's say they had to create a social media post with a caption, everything must be full on. Then we'll look at the graphic, and then we'll say, okay, these colors don't blend. Maybe you should have used this image. What do you think your customer is going to say when they see this? Change this, add that, maybe say, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so at the end, somebody literally knows in 5 seconds they can go on Canva, create a graphic, write a caption, and it's done. So when they leave, they're not going to go, oh, how do I create? I heard that I must create a social media post, but how do I do it? No, they leave knowing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It also stick on their neck. So you'll find a lot of our beneficiaries.
Yeah.
We follow them. We here and there we go and check their profiles. We check their websites and like, that post is not the structure that we taught you. You did not put enough effort on that post, or so we also follow up.
I mean, you are doing amazing work, Kefilwe.
Thank you so
This is amazing. It's something that is, closer to me, because I believe that we need to impact a lot of people with education, especially in digital marketing and tech. And you're doing amazing, because I can tell you now, a lot of small businesses that we've met on our digital marketing part, they don't understand the terms, search engine optimization, Google Analytics, Google My Business, email marketing. What does that do for their business? You understand? I think you mentioned about SEO.
Yeah.
So do you have is it a module on search engine optimization?
Yes, we do. So we've got quite a lot of modules, right? Some of them are not even modules. It's just a short workshop that is like 60 minutes or 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we deliver it quick. Does that make sense? So our, like, let's say we'll take SEO, it will come in a different variety of formats. So we'll have one that is like a video, we'll have an ebook, right? We'll have presentation slides that we would then use in the class when we are training. So it has a variety, and then they can learn it from different angles. So it just depends at that time. Is it a self-paced course, or are we going to deliver a live workshop, or do we need to give them an ebook or a guide that they can read by themselves?
Okay. So have you written literature around education yourself?
I'm not at that level yet. Literature is for PhDs. But I do have plans of becoming an author and writing, but I don't think it would be writings to a specific topic, like digital marketing. It would be more on entrepreneurship, right? Then obviously it will fall in at some point, but I want, when I become an author, it should be more storytelling as opposed to teaching. So how did Kefilwe move from this point to this point, or anybody that I've worked with in between, I'll add them into my writing, but I haven't written anything that's on my name. I have created curriculum, I have created educational content, but not just for nice reading.
Okay, cool. So when it comes to this day and age, we have got AI disrupting almost everything in business. Right. So how do you keep up with AI? Because I mean, we can talk about doing a website. It now takes a few minutes if you use I'll give an example. Rapidly, this website called Rapidly, it will create a website for you in 5 seconds or whatever. That's what they tell you. I don't know if that website really works, but that's what they say.
That's another thing.
That's what they say. How are you catching up, and what do you think of artificial intelligence and the impact?
So how I catch up, like I told you, I love learning. I read a lot. You'll always find me reading books or reading reports on something, educating myself on new things, right? In actual fact, we do also, as part of the Technopreneur course, we do have a section where we teach artificial intelligence. So how I keep up is just through industry trends, reading up about AI, getting books. There's a book that I read and I would recommend to a lot of people. You know, Mark Manila. He's got a book called Artificial Intelligence, but for the African landscape. Yes. So that's a book that I read. So I would learn like that. And then whatever tools that are being mentioned, right, from this technology, then I would go and try and implement in my own business first before I can publicly then make noise about it in our teachings. But then I would try it out and see what is it doing, what is it capable of. They're becoming so many that you're gonna start losing your mind.
Yes, they are.
They're so annoying because almost all of them, to do something that's advanced, you need to pay a subscription. So before we know it, we're gonna be paying so many subscriptions just to use ChatGPT, for example, or whatever. But yeah, so that's just really, I learn and I explore first, and then I can then put it out there. What I think about AI is that, honestly, there's nothing to think about it because it is here.
Okay.
Like when you're still thinking about something, you're still deciding if you want it to happen or not. So AI already happened. So the question should maybe be, how am I preparing myself for it? Or how am I making sure that I can adapt to this new era, right? I always make an example and say, think about, let's take, for example, when the internet came, right? When cell phones came, when computers came, there was a panic in society. People were like, these things are gonna take our jobs. These things are gonna kill our children. You get what I'm saying? But today, can you think of living your life without your computer? Or your cell phone? Do you get what I'm saying? So AI is still the same thing, right? There's gonna be a point where we can't think about where there is no AI. So you just have to, we learned how to use a computer. So you just have to learn how to use this new technology.
Called AI.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of, how are you going to use it? Are you going to use it for good, or are you going to use it for harm? Are you going to allow it to make you lazy, to take away your own individual autonomy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are you gonna use it to, like, I want to say to people, allow your autonomy as a human being to remain. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
While you're using these technologies, stick to your values, right?
Yeah.
What do you value the most? If you value creativity,
Mm-hmm.
don't allow yourself to use AI tools to take away your creativity.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? If you love to write, sit down and write. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't now ask AI or ChatGPT to write something for you. Do you get where I'm going?
Yeah.
Use it for things that maybe you don't like. Like, I don't like responding to emails, for example.
Okay.
Let this thing write this email for me, because that's not my value work. Like, you
Okay.
want to focus your brain and attention and effort on things that are value work for you. Does that make sense? Like me standing in front of people teaching, that's value work. So I don't want to spend too much time writing a report. Let then this tool write the report for you. But now I can't now ask for it to tell me what to go and teach, because what I teach comes from me, my knowledge, and the gift, if maybe you believe in God, the universe, that has put in me to teach.
So AI should complement you, not the other way around.
Not even compliment you.
Yeah.
It should just do the stuff that you don't want to do.
Okay.
That's it. I love to teach, right? So I don't want AI to teach on my behalf.
Oh,
do you get where I'm going?
But what if there's humanoids right now, and you program the humanoid in your own voice and your own knowledge, and the humanoid goes to teach an extra class for you whilst you're doing the other class? Would that be bad?
I wouldn't want that. That's what I'm very worried about. And now I see a lot of people with AI avatars. I'll tell you, for example, we've got our online learning platform, and I've been struggling and battling the mind of actually having to be in studio, being behind the camera and teaching a course, right? And everybody's like, it's going to take so much time. And yes, it's going to take so much time. And they're saying, just use an AI avatar. Like, we've got these tools like Synthesia. We've got HeyGen now, where you can just give it the content and then the avatar will speak on your behalf. So I was very skeptical with that shift, because I wanted people to see me, my heart and my passion when I speak, when I teach somebody. Like, that makes a huge difference, because you don't want somebody saying, I could have Googled this. Why did I have to watch this course? Do you hear what I'm saying? But it's all about, what are you trying to achieve? If I'm trying to scale and train 1 million people in an hour, then that's fine.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So it's about, are you trying to scale, or are you trying to keep it intimate? So what are your goals as a business? And then utilize that technology to do the thing for you.
I'll give you another example. There's a Boston robot dog. I don't know if you've seen. It's called Spotty, right? So in the mines, they've replaced human beings with this robot, and then it does inspection of the conveyor belt just to check the safety and everything. I think it's a brilliant idea, even though I feel like somebody has lost their job. But the danger or the time that the human being was spending down there just to check and all that stuff, and the robot does that.
Look, back to the point that I'm making, what is your business goals? What are you trying to achieve? So if the whole point of this robot is to ensure safety for employees because it was dangerous, it's very heavy on the human body. Obviously in the mining industry, we all know that a lot of people in the mines, it's harmful to them, and at a later stage they start to feel the repercussions of working in the mining industry. So if you're going to use these robots to help with that, then I'm for it, because then a human life is being spared. On the question of somebody losing their job, I think then it's the responsibility of everybody who's creating these tools, right? And for us also as educators to say, how can we then educate this person who used to be behind the conveyor belt on new skills? Do you get what I'm saying? So that when they no longer do the hard work, but there's a new skill, and it can allow them to enter into a new job or to be able to do something new. Does that make sense? And I would say to everybody, to say, keep up. You can't want now, yes, you were doing this job 20 years ago, and up until today, you don't know something new. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you knew something new, if you are keeping up with where the world is going, there's no way that you'd panic over losing your job, because you know that, but I've got this skill.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So we also need to have that shift, as when these robots are coming,
Mind shift, yeah.
where am I going to fit in with them? So I think that's it's just about what are our values, what are we trying to achieve with these tools, and then how can I also blend in and adapt to them.
I wanted to ask another question about your business in education. I don't know, did you create a business also thinking of how can you eradicate unemployment?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you think? This is now the latest. Maybe your political mind will come back. This discussion. So I think the stats on unemployment were out, and they were a little bit shocking.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
Look, the unemployment rate is so complex.
Yeah.
Right? It is very complex because everybody is saying it is because there are no jobs. It is because there are no, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For me, the shift has been not because there are no jobs, but because there are so many options in society today. Right? And what we knew as a job has changed.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It's no longer that job that
it's no. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is a job? Does that make sense? So for me, I'm an entrepreneur. I started my own business. I created my own job. Does that make sense? I don't have to go to an already established company, put in my CV and say, give me a position as your receptionist or as your marketer or whatever the case may be. So we are moving towards where there's now the lines are being blurred. What is a job? Do I need to go get it, or do I need to start my own job? And we have South Africa has the youngest population, and this population is so excited about freedom and autonomy. They don't want to go to the office. They don't want to. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now the shift is, I can create a YouTube channel and make money out of it. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So jobs are moving towards that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So now the majority of the people that would be unemployed, right, are people who aren't, and remember, I'm just generalizing.
Of course, generalizing. Yeah.
So I would appreciate and love to see the majority of the people that are unemployed rethinking what a job is.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I don't have to put my CV at a big company. What can I start with my skills that I have to create my own job? Does that make sense? I'll make an example. If maybe in the corner of your house outside you have a nice garden, you can plant a seed and it will give you spinach, or
and
it
all
will give
that
you
stuff,
tomatoes. You can package that and go sell it to your neighbors. You would have created a job for yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? So with this shift of young people, autonomy, they are also blurring the line to say we aren't getting jobs, but that they must just, these are not the kinds of jobs that we want. Then if that's not the kind of job that you want, can you create your own job? If you know how to draw, can you draw and sell your drawings? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're good at singing, can you sing and get paid to go and sing at events that are happening? So we must shift ourselves from I need to go to the office month end, I get my pay slip, I'm nice. And that's where the world is going towards.
So do you think tech and marketing has made our life easier?
It has made it both easy and hard.
Hard in what way?
Because we have to maintain and keep up, and previously, let's say you
okay, let's rephrase it this way.
Yeah.
Right. Let's say tech and marketing for an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And then tech and marketing in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
For an entrepreneur, it has made it easy, and it has made it cheaper as well, and it has made it faster. So whatever that you used to do or what you are doing as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you can work faster, you can work cheaper. Does that make sense? And you can scale, you can do more, even if you are one person in your business, for example. I would also just say it has also made it very difficult for entrepreneurs because I'm not a tech person. I'm just good at baking, for example.
Yeah.
Now I have to focus on baking, producing the actual product that I was passionate about starting.
Yeah.
Now I need to go, while I need to be learning how to master my art as a baker, now I need to go and learn how to use ChatGPT. Now I have to go learn how to put together a newsletter. Now I have to go and learn.
But I think, you know how I think about it, right? I also love cooking, by the way. I think it has also made it easier for us if you're a baker or a cook, right? Because remember, the recipes, there were books back then. But you can just open a tablet and then you can be able to watch or get the tutorial in real time and actually follow and do it.
Yes.
Because back then, our mothers would have to flip the book and read, and then they don't understand. Still, they get confused. Like, what does this mean? What am I supposed to do here? But the visuals, everything is it's in 4K now.
So that is in the general. In the general, it's nice in my household. You know, there was a quote that I was reading say, "I would love it if AI could wash my dishes for me or fold my laundry for me."
Yeah.
So that's what you're talking about. It has helped. It has helped you to do things better.
I'm telling you,
and which is good. But now, can we also think about the costs of doing things better?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying? Remember, these tools aren't free. They're free for a start.
Yeah.
And then to actually do the amazing things, and they're always adding the latest feature, but for you to unlock this feature, you must pay $200. And do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it has made it easier for us, definitely, and we would love to explore them, but it's going to be very expensive. So now it's still going to leave behind people who can't afford. We are already so divided digitally. There's people till today who can't afford a laptop. So now I can't afford a laptop. Now I can't afford an AI tool. Now I can't. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there'll always be people that are being left behind. So we need to think as society, how are we taking everybody with?
I think I had a conversation, I think one of the first episodes that we had on Techmark Pod, right, with Dr. Magaya. I think there was an explanation of how technology will continue to then get cheaper because of availability of more tech. You understand? So remember when we started with there was ChatGPT, how many of those
have developed,
have come up from everywhere in the world? Everyone is just popping up with a different kind of tech.
Yeah.
The prices, of course, they are higher,
Yeah.
but you will see generally as we go along that they're gonna get.
But I don't believe that.
Is it
if with more availability,
yeah,
and you're saying it's gonna get cheaper, why can't people till today afford a laptop? Why can't people till today not be able to afford internet access? Because remember when it started, we were all like, at some point, everybody's going to have a laptop or everybody's going to have access to the internet. It's going to get so cheap. That has not been the case. It's just now there's new advanced gadgets that are being developed and they're becoming more expensive by the day. And do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
I don't think that's the case.
I think I'll ask you that question in terms of the entrepreneurs that you're teaching, right? Are they coming equipped, or they still lack a lot in the equipment?
Do you mean in terms of the infrastructure, like they have a laptop?
Do they have a laptop? Do they have internet connectivity?
It's not everyone. It's not everyone. So you'll find that some of the programs that we train in, the funding would also provide data for them for the duration of the training program. Some of it we provide what do you call these? Tablets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for them to use for the duration of the program. Obviously, it's theirs when they complete the program. But it's not everyone that comes. Some of them are still literally, if we've got a class that's happening online, they are joining from their cell phones. Some of them would have to borrow from a friend or to say, I've got a class happening, can you borrow me? Do you get what I'm saying? Some of them would have to go to the library or a public space where there's actually internet for them to then be able to join that class. So it's not everyone that comes equipped.
Sure. That's a yeah. It's
Very
a
challenging.
It's a very challenging
very
environment.
challenging. Yes.
I hear you. Have you done work with Gibbs?
Yes.
Okay, what do you do with the Gibbs? Because I've seen it on LinkedIn, but
Yes.
I wanted to ask, but I wasn't sure what was happening.
So they had a program called the Youth Forward.
Okay.
It was with Standard Bank.
Okay.
So it was like a 6 months program where they were training entrepreneurs, and I was called in as a mentor. So I mentor for the entrepreneurs. I think another one will be starting in a couple of months, and then I'll be continuing working with them. Yeah.
No.
So that's what we
Congratulations. Do. That's great.
Thank you so much.
I mean, I love working with institutions. I'm sure you coming from VITS and being able to mentor people at Gibbs, it's an achievement.
It is.
I don't know if it's self-actualization, but for me, it would be self-actualization and achievement just being on,
Yeah, I'm an alumni of Gibbs as well. So I do maybe 2 or 3 programs with them. So it was great coming back, not just as an alumni, but actually mentoring people who are walking the same journey.
What did you study at Gibbs?
I did entrepreneurship education.
Okay.
So I'm basically certified to be an entrepreneurship educator. And then there was another program that they had with Walmart. So it was for developing entrepreneurs, basically. So in actual, like I did tell you that I would always want to learn and take up a short course. So I did do another entrepreneurship program with them. I think this was it 2017, somewhere there?
Yeah.
So it was just teaching me how to then grow my business. Then from then on, I came in as a mentor for them for their programs. I also did deliver a digital marketing training for them, but that was, I think, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, amazing. I'm amazed by the work that you're doing. It's I think it's something that we need in South Africa. And I mean you really doing tech and marketing at the same time.
Yes.
And you're impacting that on entrepreneurs, which is good. So how then can people reach you? They wanna do business with you, they wanna be part of your entrepreneurship programs.
Yes.
How do they reach you?
So Kefilwe Tsela Academy. If you Google us, all our links are gonna pop up from our website to our social media pages. Do we also
like should we chat GPT you or grok you?
Maybe if you chat GPT me, I'll pop. Yeah. I don't know. I actually haven't tried that. GPT
I remember Elon Musk said, let's change Google us, let's grok you. So we'll try to grok you.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's a new thing now.
Yeah, I've seen the grok. It's yes.
That's
okay. I'll check what it will say about me when I ask it. But yeah, literally, if they just search Kefilwe Tsela Academy on the internet, even on social media, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, they will find us there. Our email addresses are on there. If they want to email, they can either be part of a program. Sometimes we have free workshops that we run. If they want to just get mentorship, business coaching or consulting for their businesses as well. They just want to connect, and let's go have coffee. You can message me. Yeah.
I think one thing that I didn't ask you, I understand you do coaching, you do education. Do you provide services?
Yes.
What kind of
services? So the services, I'm as a consultant, basically.
Yeah. So
I don't do digital marketing. Like, for example, with a digital marketing agency, I don't do that. I wouldn't provide digital marketing service to a small business, etc. But they would rather than consult and say, I'm struggling with this in my business. How do I go about it? And then I'll work with them and engage with them on what they can do. And then from then on, they can go and flourish and then decide what is it if they're going to go for it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a thing of, I don't have clients. I don't have sales. I don't know what I need to do. Then I'll help them develop sales strategies based on their kind of business.
Okay.
But the execution and implementation of it, it's normally on them. I don't do the actual work for them. I just advise and guide. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Kefilwe, thank you very much for coming to the podcast. Any parting words you want to say before we close?
Yeah, I think, the world is moving so fast. There's a bunch of things that we need to learn. Every day there's something new that's coming out. I always say to people, you don't have to jump on every one of it. Does that make sense? there's a lot of technology that's coming up, a lot of tools. In marketing today, they say this marketing tactic doesn't work, use this one or try this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not every one of it that you have to jump on. What are your values as a person? What kind of a business are you trying to build? What is your objective? Where are you trying to get to? And then choose carefully, select the few that can allow you to achieve that. Just for peace of mind, that's maintain your sanity.
Yeah.
So don't jump on everything because everybody's saying it's the best thing.
It's the best thing that's
is it best for me, my business, and what I'm trying to achieve?
I think there's consistency, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I'll take that advice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
I was really looking forward to meeting you and talking to you. Like I said, I follow you a lot on LinkedIn, so I'll just be reading every time. And
yes,
you know what I mean? So yeah, so thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you. Continue to subscribe, engage us, and thank you for watching. And I mean, this is the end of season 1, right? This is episode 20 of season 1 of Techmark Pod. Thank you very much.
That's a big number.
Thank you. So we are moving into season 2 in our next episode, which is next week. So yeah, you are.
I'm the closer.
Yeah. You're the close of the. No,
I feel honored.
Please, you can close the season. Thank you.
Please make sure to go check from episode 1. Don't jump onto season 2 if you haven't checked all the 20 episodes that Alvin has. And yeah, all the best with it and all the best to all the viewers. I hope that you've truly learned a lot from this podcast, and keep learning and keep coming back to the podcast. Share it with your friends so that the platform can grow. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was a good impromptu. Thank you.